about to welcome in a very special guest this morning, and we really, really appreciate what I'm sure is a very busy morning. We appreciate him joining us right now, the head coach of the Providence men's basketball team. Why would we be having the head coach of
I don't know
Providence on? And by the way, every once in a while, as we bring in Coach Kim English, we'll bring on a guest that really makes you kind of rethink your life.
Yeah.
I'd like to think we're semi-successful doing our thing.
We're trying.
This guy's in his mid-30s.
He's got life figured out.
He's got it completely figured out. Coach, it's Dave, it's Jason. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. How are you?
I'm great. One would say I have life figured out. One would just say I was really bad at basketball. So, I got a head start on
I doubt that.
A head start on my afterlife in coaching. So, why the heck do you guys are in Sacramento, California? Why you want to talk to a guy who lives in Rhode Island?
Well, first off, I hear the food's good.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's always nice to talk to somebody in the smallest state, but big heart.
Yeah.
Thirdly, there's this
That's right.
there's this kid Devin Carter, and our basketball team out here used their first round pick to draft him, and we were hoping to maybe talk to somebody that might be familiar with him, preferably somebody that, I don't know, coached him last year. How big was the smile on your face, Coach? It's got to be one of the most rewarding things as a coach when his name was called.
Absolutely. It was, I had just texted one of the Kings front office people maybe 2 picks before. And I said, I was just sitting with Devin and I said, I was just, monitoring the board, and, I would kind of get ahead texting the teams who were coming up next. And I texted them maybe moments before the pick, maybe minutes before the pick. I said, there's not a player that I've ever been around. I couldn't imagine there's a player who's going to respond better to watching dudes get picked in front of him than Devin Carter. Like, he's a lottery pick. He got picked 13th, and he's seething, thinking about all the teams that passed him up and all the players that went in front of him. Really happy that he got to have his moment with his family. And I'm really glad that he's going to an organization and a head coach that I love Mike Brown. So it's awesome.
How much communication did you have with the Kings front office, with their scouts, with their, I'm sure they're trying to get as much intel on Devin as possible. You'd be a great resource. How much did you talk to them?
NBA teams, honestly, truthfully, unless it's an incredible long-standing relationship, they really talk to everyone except the head coach, truthfully. They know how I feel about my pick each player of the year. The conversations with the head coach usually start, after they get picked. I talked to Mike. I spoke to Mike last night on FaceTime at length. I was on the phone with some Sac brass this morning. I knew he had a great workout in Sac. Someone in the front office texted me after the workout, said he went well. He asked my thoughts on him just via text. But Sac did their homework extensively with Devin. They spoke to everyone in our, facility around campus, going back to his time, in Florida, going back to his old staff of coaches. Devin's had 3 college coaches, Frank Martin, Ed Cooley, and myself. But he's just a tremendous, tremendous young man.
Coach Kim English, Providence, joining us. Fryer, as we've learned on social media, by the way. Providence social media is a real thing, Coach.
It is real. Our fans are no different than Kansas, Kentucky. The most rabid fan base in the country are our fans. It's nothing like them. Nothing like them. Good luck. You guys earned for it. Good luck.
So look, obviously, full disclosure here, I don't think we're going to bring a coach of a kid on and the coach is going to be like, he's okay. Like, I guess he'll work out. Like, obviously, you're a fan of his, but we can hear in your voice and when you hear people that have been around Devin, they just speak incredibly glowingly. Here's the situation out here. Kings fans are a little worried, and it has nothing to do with Devin. It's everything to do with, well, we got a lot of guards, and we got Davion Mitchell and Keon Ellis, and maybe there's some repetition. Let's push all that aside. Here's what the fans out here want to know: what are they getting in Devin Carter?
I don't know the roster situation.
Mm-hmm.
I watch NBA in the early season before we start, and I watch it in the playoffs. Pretty much, I'm consumed with college basketball throughout. I know a lot of the players, obviously, from when they were in college. But what you're getting with Devin Carter is an elite on-ball defender, elite one-on-one defender. You can just pick him on a player and let him do his thing. He's off-ball, his ability to create turnovers and havoc and steals. If you're bored, go watch Devin Carter blocks against the University of Oklahoma. He had 5 blocks in the game as a 6'4" guard. He did something I've never seen before. Oklahoma ran an elevator screen play. He ran into the elevator screen, and he jumped up and blocked a 3-point shot behind an elevator screen. Offensively, he's a blur in transition, can get to the paint, to score, to create. And he has funky shot mechanics, but he took 7 threes a game, right at 40%. And he has unlimited range. He's made bombs for us this season. I just couldn't be happier to watch him. And again, to play for a coach that I know well, and Mike Brown, I'm really excited.
How about the person? Again, we're hearing as the player, which that's what you're drafted for. But Monty McNair thinks highly of character as well. I've not heard anything bad. You've said positive things too. What would you describe him like as a human being?
Man, you know what? I was really impressed listening to him talk about the roster in Sac. He talked about Jaren, talked about Sabonis, talked about Kevin Huerter. Like he was describing the roster that you guys had, and that really showed me a lot. Of his maturity and understanding. Where he's going, the team it is. But he's just a guy that everyone loves to be around. Walking through the facility every day, he stops in every coach's office and sits down and talk. He's the son of a 13-year NBA vet that got it out the mud. There's a humility and a work ethic that comes with that, of what he's and making a career in the league that I think is going to serve Devin well. I wouldn't drive 3 hours from Providence to New York to be around him if he was a pain to be around.
Coach, sorry to put you on the spot, and maybe there is no proper answer, but honestly, would you have, if I was trying to make an NBA player comparison to Devin Carter, even if it's not exact, is there a player that comes to mind for you? Yeah,
I've been seeing the Derek White comparison a lot, and there are some similarities there. Offensively, just that kind of a 5-tool guy. Like, you won't have to run a play for Devin Carter. Like, they're not running plays for Derek White to get him isolated or you can just let him play. You can let him play in transition. You can let him make reads and pick and roll, play off a long closeout. He's a great cutter. He'll offensive rebound. He's just going to create positive plays for Sacramento. So that's a good one. But honestly, defensively, it's like Jrue Holiday or Tony Allen. He's that good of an on-ball defender. And he just creates havoc on offense, and he creates positive plays on offense. He creates havoc on defense. He creates positive plays on offense.
And when you're talking, I think about those guys, the switchability. Are you saying, on ball, 2 guards, 3? Like, how many positions do you think he could guard in the NBA?
Yeah, the way the league's going now, just like Jrue Holiday. Like, I think Jrue Holiday could guard Joel Embiid. Like, I think just he's that tough. Like, the ticker that's in his heart, he thinks he can guard anyone. He can guard any player in the NBA that can shoot threes. I'll say that. Any one to stretch four, true stretch four. I'm not talking like a Jokic, a stretch shooter, but he can guard 1 through stretch 4.
Last thing for you, Coach. I did watch, like a lot of us, quite a few highlights from his career, and you mentioned the funky shot mechanics, but also the range. And man, like you said, there were some bombs from New England that he was shooting.
Yeah.
Now, as a coach, was Devin sometimes to you what we like to call a no yes player when you're watching?
Okay. No, never. He was never a no yes player. Never. He every single field goal attempt that he had this season, we had seen it in practice. Again, we actually, I don't think he shot enough. I wish he shot a little more. He made a bomb against Creighton that was, it saved us. He against the Knicks, against St. John's, against Georgetown. He's a really good shooter. He's a really good shooter.
Well, we not only appreciate your time, Coach, but I think it also should go without saying we're obviously rooting like heck for our new player, and owe you a debt of gratitude as well for helping shepherd his career and being there for him. And I look forward to hearing I look forward to you seeing continued great things out of Devin. And I promise you, this one thing I can guarantee you, I don't know what his career is going to be like. I hope it's great. I can promise you Sacramento is going to take real good care of him.
Not a doubt in my mind. And look forward to seeing the schedule when you guys play the Celtics. There'll be a lot of black, white, and purple in the stand.
Nice. Coach, thank you for your time. Have a great day.
All right. See you guys. God bless.
Take care. That's Coach Kim English.
He knocked you off your seat.
Jrue Holiday and Tony Allen. Oh. All right, we'll take a break. I'm going to go change my pants when we come back.